Hello and welcome for the SPSS modeling. Right, let's quickly start then. So speaking for today's course contents, we are covering streams. Streams means the flow of the process. It will be involving multiple nodes. It will be involving different types of nodes spread across sources, modeling, and you'll also be having export nodes, output nodes, some of the record nodes also, and perhaps even the ops nodes. Fine, let's click on, yeah, we have the modular subscription here. So fine, what will we be covering here? Well, we'll be creating and building the streams first. We'll also be working with nodes and streams because your streams will comprise of nodes primarily. And then stream descriptions will also be made, and we'll be running the streams. We'll be working with models, the model nodes that we have. We'll be adding comments and annotations to the nodes and streams, and then finally we'll be saving the data stream so that you all can use it for future reference. So whilst we'll be saving the data streams, the outputs and the models will also be getting saved in simultaneity. So there is not an issue on that either. Yes, now that looks a bit better. Okay. So right, we have already launched the software. Yes, we need to now log into this. Wait, yeah, should launch the software now. Yes, now the software is getting launched. Right. So the software is now ready, and they have opened some of the sample files that they think we can use. Now, so I click OK. I cancel this. Fine. So right, let's start with what? The first things first, we'll be creating and building the streams. So while we create and build the streams, we need the data set, of course. So the process for that is I click on sources. Okay. The stream out here is already provided. Stream 1 is here. I click on sources. I click on, let us take a different kind of file format, which I've downloaded for you all today, JSON. Okay. So I'm taking JSON. Of course, you double click on it and it automatically comes on the canvas. So right click on it, click edit. Again, we are creating and building streams. So whilst we have created, so fine, we have two of the files here, and with these two files, we'll import one of them. So let's take a unece.json. I'll click open. So out here, what do we see? These are the formats they have provided. Is it a records or is it a strings value? Well, we are sticking with the default setting. I'm not making any changes over there. Filter, let us click on filter. Okay, so if I click on filter, fine. Do you want to have which of these fields that we have here do you all want to be filtered out? Well, for now, nothing really. Let us stick with what they have provided us with. And it's a good, healthy data that we have. I click on type. Values are missing, none, check. Check is none. These are the measurement that they have provided us with. And then there are the annotations. But okay, I'm not going on this yet. So let us do one thing. I'm simply applying and importing the file. Okay, we have already put in the source node on the canvas, and we are importing the desired file on that particular source node. So on that particular source node means with that particular file extension. So out here, since we have selected JSON, so we are importing the JSON data source. See out here it's mentioned JSON data source. So fine, I click on apply. I click OK. So out here we can see earlier it was only JSON. After importing the file name is now changed to unece.json. So that is the first thing that will happen anytime and every time you import a file in the given node. source node, given source node. So fine, that is the first thing. And right now, let's move on to the next thing. What more do we need? Well, we need an output mode for that, right? So we'll click on output, and let us take statistics as one of the output nodes. I'll put it over here. But before this, let us right click on this and see if you can run it from here. It will most likely generate an error because we have not put in any output or modeling or export nodes. Let's nonetheless click on it. Yeah, see, there are no executable nodes such as export, output, or modeling nodes. So I click OK, and I'm closing this. Now, do we want to use any of the record ops or field ops nodes? Well, let's do it. Again, what are we doing here? We are creating and building a stream, and now we are working with nodes and streams. Okay. So, right. So in the record ops, which kind of node do we want to pick or select from here? Well, let us select a sort node. So I'm dragging and dropping the sort node over here. And I'll connect the sort node with the data source node. So I'm clicking connect and drag and drop it over here. Okay. Let's right click on this and see what shows up. Again, most likely it might not run. Yeah, there are no executable nodes. So let us go on the sort node and see what all can be edited. So what are the settings? Well, these are the fields that are provided. These are the fields that are there. Let's click on type. Okay, name, natural. Okay. So fine, let us select all of them. Apply, and I click OK. Fine. So we have selected all the possible fields that they have provided us with. Okay. Next, for optimization, data is pre-sorted. Well, I don't think so. It is no order is defined for pre-sorted input. So let us deselect it. We don't need any annotations over here, so I'm leaving it as is. Coming back on settings, what I'll say do is apply, click apply. Let us preview it prior to doing so. I click on preview first rows of data. So let's see what shows up. Yeah, it's waiting for the execution. Fine. So this is how the overall data looks like. The country names are here. The years are given. The year is given. Area, total population, density, population age. It's an extensive and exhaustive data, and clearly it is a very important data. Yeah, we have some nulls over here, so we may have to get rid of them. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, how many? Employment, agriculture, industry, and these numbers are not available. So therefore, out here it's throwing us an error null. So let's click OK here for now. We'll look into it a little later. And right, so I click apply. I click OK. Now, what we can also do is we do not have some of the data that is we are looking for, right? So we can also add a filter node here. So let's click on field ops, and I bring and drag and drop the filter node over here. Okay, I'll remove this node. I'll remove sort. I'll delete it. I'll attach a filter. Why am I attaching a filter? Because what we identified is that some of the fields are missing in terms of the data that they are supposed to have. So we'll filter out those columns then. So right click here, click on connect, bring it here. After this, I bring the sort function here. Right click on filter, again connect here. So after filter, we'll sort the data set that we have. And the statistics, I'll drag and put it over here somewhere on the end. Again, what is it that we are doing? Coming back on this, we are creating and building streams, and we are working with nodes and streams. I have not yet gone into stream descriptions, running streams, or working with models and all that yet. Not yet. So now let's click on filters. Let's edit and see what all we can have and what all we need not have. So what we saw there was, yeah, the GDP numbers are missing, okay, across the board. So we do not have any numbers on this, and this. And yet, let us once again verify it. So I click sort, right click, edit, preview. So yes, now for first few we don't have, but there are different there are different fields for which we have mixed bag of data. So we don't essentially know for which we don't have any data at all. Economic activity, yeah, we have the GDP and all these details. Yeah, no, we don't have this data, right? Oops, where is it from? Yeah, employment in industry, energy, and all that. So it's not the GDP data. Fine. So let's cancel this. We do not have the employment data for agriculture, industry, construction, trade, hotels, and others. There is some data missing in other aspects also, but that's fine for now. I'm getting rid of only of these. So I click apply and I click OK. So this part is done. That was for the filter. So again, let us right click on filter and click edit and see what all have we taken. What yes, we can see that we have not taken the employment data that is missing anyway from the columns. So I click apply and I click OK. After this is done, let us sort it. So let's right click on that, click on edit, click on preview. It's showing here that it is a sort node. Now you can see this is turned green because they are executing the feedback. So fine, this could take some time, but there's not much of an issue really. Even if it is not, this will take time certainly, because there is a lot of data in that particular data set. I would have taken a smaller data set also, but that's all right. We can start with something big, difficult. So we can see here that so far the time elapsed is 43 seconds, 44 it's counting. There are not been any dedicated settings, any optimizations or annotations, and still it's taking quite a bit of time. A couple of minutes, maybe 3 to 4 minutes also it might take depending upon the data size. I think it's a 3 millibyte data, 3 MB data. So it could take slightly longer than that it generally takes when it comes to a few seconds here and there. There, we can see that it is still executing. It is taking longer than usual. Perhaps it's now 2 minutes. And since we've also added filters over here, so that will slightly add to more execution. Ordinarily, after implementing or after including the filter node, the time should reduce. But it appears that the file size itself is quite huge. Let's go back to this node. We do not have any of that in Excel format. That this data originally is in the JSON format. Had it been in Excel format, we could have done something or view it. But meanwhile, we can also try and see if we'll be able to use some of these record ops data. Out here from the field ops, we have anyways taken a filter. We can use derive and filler also. You can also anonymize the field names and or values to be anonymized. So let us see which values are missing. Once the data set gets fully loaded after this execution, we'll check which all columns are having missing data, and depending on that, we might anonymize those. We can proceed thereafter. If it exceeds more than 5 minutes, I'll give it 1 more minute. And if it goes beyond 5 minutes, then I think we'll have to stop the execution. But such things will always happen if you have a data set which is more intense of and heavy memory size. Okay, we are stopping the execution. We want to stop execution. Yes, I'll have to stop it, unfortunately. Let's click on end task here.